Have you noticed that people from Latin America they greet each other with a kiss on the cheek?
Do you know that Chinese will feel offended if you put your chopstick straight up into rice or noodles?
We heard that most of the Taiwanese people will feel uncomfortable hearing whistling at night or finger pointing to the moon.
In this video, we are going to talk about cultural awareness in 3 different topics. First, do you know that greeting is part of the culture? There are many ways to greet people, and it's widely believed that greeting is the most important sign to make a great first impression. Kissing on the cheek to greet people is totally accepted in Latin American culture, even if your first meeting with someone. He or she will shake your hand, give you a kiss and hug as an act of kindness. It is just a long way to say hi. They do not worry about individual space as other cultures. They do not mean to offend others, but they do as a welcoming. Venezuela and Japan have around 9,000 miles of distance, and greeting resembles the distance too. Do you know that in Japan it's disrespectful if you do not bow to elder people for greeting? This is a gesture widely used to express different emotions, such as saying hello, appreciation, respect, grateful, and others. Be aware that greeting can be different depending on the culture. It doesn't mean that one way is right or wrong, but being aware of that can help you to understand customs and social rules and even build your interpersonal skills.
There are many parts of culture that we did not put enough awareness to, including dining manner. The reason why in Chinese culture chopsticks cannot be put into food is because it will look like a bowl with incense that they use in funerals to commemorate people. Also, Japanese would eat ramen loudly not because they are impolite but because it's the way they show respect to the chef. People from all over the world has their own kinds of dining manners. Some of them may be confusing or even make you feel uncomfortable, but in some cases, it may offend people from that culture if you do something wrong. So, it is important for us to have the cultural awareness. Without this skill, we may face difficulties interacting or making connections with people from other cultures. One of the best ways to enhance cultural awareness is observing, which is different from seeing. Observing involves analyzing what you see. If you observe people carefully and open-mindedly, you will start to be aware of their differences in culture. After that, you can also do some research on what you just learned. I believe learning can happen in any kinds of environments, including a restaurant.
Now let's talk about religion. The myth of whistling at night and finger pointing to the moon can be tracked back to the early 20th century, when Taiwan used to be one of the Japanese colonies. As superstition was prevalent among the Taiwanese people, in order to secure military intelligence from disturbance and make efficient government, Japanese soldiers spread the myth that whistling at night would attract ghosts and finger pointing to the moon would get ear pain in the next day. Till these days, the belief in supernatural beings and the unvoid fear are still deeply in people's mind. Religion is a reflection of a culture or a civilization that has great influence to what we eat, what we wear, and how we react. When you knock on the door before first entering the hotel room, that's another example of the belief that showing respect to that whoever, either human being or a ghost, is inside the room know that they are coming in peace with no harm. Knowing the background story of the religion will help us to respect different cultures and enhance the cultural awareness. So, how about your culture? What does your culture look like? Have you aware any difference between your culture and others? The globalization has made it easier for us to see the other side of the world. And that's why cultural awareness is so important, that we should be open, be respectful, and even be prepared for culture shock. Even though the cultures can be very different, but most of the people would love to explain and share their story. Next time when you come across different culture, don't be afraid to ask questions and get to know it more.